Hey everyone, and welcome to another video. So Immortal is a epic historical fantasy romance, and it is my best, my biggest, my most ambitious project that I've ever worked on. It is the longest book I've ever written, and I've been working on it for years, and it's the biggest one because it has companion books and a TV series scripts I've been writing. It is essentially my book baby, even beyond my debut novel, which was Hunter. And so I spent a lot of time editing and working on this even before I sent it to my editor. So shout out to H.A. Pruitt, who helped me edit this book. And so this is the vlog series as I edited Immortal. So yeah, it's a very long process. I hope you'll stick with me through the series. It was definitely really fun because I was like editing what my editor had said. I was editing for myself and the story and all the developmental stuff. I was historically fact checking. There's one section in here where I was also checking, a Japanese friend of mine had beta read the Japanese section, so I was watching for all that stuff. So I was pretty overwhelmed, but this is so fun, and I hope you guys are gonna really enjoy this. So yeah, stick with me, and I hope you really enjoy this. Hey everyone, so it is November 7th and it's day 3 of editing Immortal. So here's the thing, as of recording this, I don't know what's going to happen, but my hard drive where I put my recordings for day 1 and 2 of editing Immortal got corrupted. This was back a couple months ago. I did a vlog the first day, which was when I met up with my editor Heather and actually got the physical book from her, and I don't remember day 2. I didn't actually start any editing, but I think that was the day I got the binder because the folder's like open at the bottom and I didn't want the book falling because there's so much of it. I think that was all day 2 was, and probably talking about my strategy and everything else. And then I kept getting delayed and I had other things to work on, so I didn't get a chance to start editing Immortal till now, November, so it's been a couple months. And because the files are corrupted, I don't know if I'm going to be able to recover them or not, and I'm sorry that you guys won't get those 2 days of epicness. But it's today. I meant to start editing yesterday, and that's the day that I got the files corrupted, or I didn't get them corrupted, but I realized they were corrupted, and it kind of like derailed my entire plan for the day to edit Immortal and stuff. So basically today I'm like, okay, I don't care what's going on. I don't care if I can recover things. I'm going to just start afresh, essentially. So that's the plan. Come on out. Sorry, I was letting my dogs out. So one of the other things that got corrupted was when Heather, my editor, first edited Immortal. She went through the whole book and edited it, and then we couldn't meet up for a while. And in the meantime, we just talked back and forth through voice messages on Facebook Messenger, going through the entire book, era by era, and talking about all the big things and ideas for how to fix all the big picture stuff. And I downloaded those recordings. There were hundreds of them, and those also got corrupted as well. So I don't know if I'm just gonna scroll up and listen or try to re-download them. At this point, I haven't really decided. My original plan was to edit, you know, one era of Immortal at a time, and at the end of every era go through the recordings to make sure I covered everything. So now my new strategy, I'm thinking, is gonna be editing, just basically doing as much as I can of Immortal today, and then when I find out what's happening to the recordings, I can do them all at once, you know, do them all at once for the ones that I've done at that time. You know, like say it's been a couple days and I find out, you know, whatever, and I've done 2 or 3 eras, I would do those 2 or 3 eras and then pick up from there. But we'll see what happens. Enjoy this clip of my dogs, just because you know, I lost the first couple days, so it's a nice warm day. So I'd and start editing Immortal and try to pick up the pieces of my crumbled plans. Lila, get in here. So say a prayer for me, everyone, that I can actually do this and actually start getting stuff done. So I'm gonna get started. And I may do a time lapse. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't know, with all my hard drives messed up, it's hard to do any sort of videos on anything but my phone, but we'll see. So.
Now we're singing about the love and all the things we had. We're up, we're down, but we're never giving up. A girl colors on the way, find me.
This is Immortal, guys. I hope I just didn't rip anything. Okay. Interesting that I don't have the title page here. So which one did I send her then? I don't know. I have to make sure I have the right version. Oh boy, Immortal edits. Okay, so this file says, to the director. This is how the book opens. To the director. My name is Rosanne Jasnell from Curatrex. Period. This version that I thought I'm editing with is to the director, May 8th, 2016. It actually had the dates. My name is Dr. Rosanne Jasnell, head archaeologist and archivist from Curatrex. I think that, yeah, Immortal Official is the right one. We're going to close Immortal for editing. We're never going to open that folder again so I don't get confused. Immortal Official is here. Let's begin. So we have all kinds of tabs here, probably to mark out the errors. Honestly, this is not as thick as I thought it was. So, and then we have those overall notes that I don't want to lose. And we're starting with, okay, how did this happen? Okay, I don't want to lose this book. I don't know how to, okay, I don't know how the best to do this. If I should take the whole clip off or just take it off and peel off a page, like one page at a time. I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'll just unclip it, slip one page out at a time. I've got that as the note, making note to myself here. Those are big picture things. Let me read through these real quick. I need to focus, so I'm going to ignore you guys, focus on what I'm doing.
Stay here 24 hours, baby. Think about me.
Here's the frustrating part. All of these things we've talked about in detail, and I remember that we discussed them and made decisions about these things, but I can't remember what they are, and I don't have access to the recordings right now, unless I go on my phone, which I'm using to record. So I'm gonna have to shut off the recording and actually access the recordings and see if I can access the notes and see if I can find out some of these, because I need to make decisions on the big stuff like AD/BC/CE/BC. So I need to decide on the dating system. I need to decide, I know every ellipsis, space before and after. She said no need to italicize foreign words. I still think that you should. I remember other books always do that, so I'm still unsure about that. And then she said something about letter formatting, mainly spacing and or 14 or 14th. So I need to figure that out. Yeah, so I have to make some decisions here. And to be honest, I don't know. This is such a huge undertaking. And without my recordings, I feel lost.
I feel lost.
Okay, I'm gonna have to figure this out. Okay, so far it's going good. I tried to access the recordings and I did, but my phone went black and it started me all the way at the bottom again. And I wasted literally 15 minutes just scrolling to get to the recordings. So I'm like, okay, forget the recordings. I'll figure it out later. It's gonna take me a while to edit Immortal anyway. So even if I have to wait till I'm done editing it entirely, I will go through the recordings when I can get them all at once at the end. For now, I just need to edit the book. So that's what I'm doing. And I've been working, it's 4:19. I don't know when I vlogged last, but I've been working this whole time on literally the first 2 pages. So this is gonna take me so much longer than I thought. Like, I'm at the first entry, it's 1607, and like, it's just crazy. So I've got all the technical stuff fixed. I'm trying to fix there's one part that's a little boring and it bogs the story down, but it's important to the history, so I'm trying to find a way to to make it more exciting and more personal. Thus far, I think it's because it's just the factual information, but I feel like adding in personal stories to the history instead of just stating the facts will help. In this case, it's like most of the men are divided. There's highborn gentlemen who've never done a day's labor in their lives. The others are commoners, most of whom are disliked by the gentleman, blah, blah, blah. And so I'm adding in some scenes there. She told me to shorten it, but I think adding in the personal scenes may help. We'll see what happens. So I'm doing that, and then the entry itself needs to be more personal, and it doesn't have a personality. The character doesn't. And then the opening sequence, the letter from the archaeologist needs to be more exciting, and it's not. There's nothing to latch onto. So I'm opening up Immortal the narrative, which was I wrote scripts for Immortal TV show, and it focuses more on the modern day storyline with flashbacks to history, and it expands upon the archaeologist and like her actual, when she's writing these letters and doing these scenes. And so what I'm going to do is add more to her letter based on what she's doing in the TV show. But what I did was I took the TV show scripts and I rewrote it into a third person narrative book that I plan to release as well when I can get it done. But so I'm jumping. That's why Immortal is such a big project, because I have Immortal the Lost Journals, I've got the narrative, which is based off the TV show scripts, and so a lot of editing Immortal is going to be just jumping around to different things like that, and getting pieces of it and putting it together. I just wanted to do a quick vlog. It's 4:21. I got to get back to work. Time to fact check. So I'm finally on the second. No, I'm still on the first page. I'm on the third and fourth entry right now, and I'm getting ready to start page 3. And it's like 4:40, so my dogs are getting really restless. But I want to fact check and finish page 2. So at least I have 2 pages done in Immortal. Progress is progress, right, people? So I've also got some stuff open on my computer. I don't know if you can see back there, but I'm actually, when I first wrote this, I found John Smith's journals, and right now I'm researching them and reading them to go back over and make sure that the dates are accurate, because I was like, did they really land in early 1607? And I was making sure that they did. I haven't found that part, but it does say by May to September they were already having trouble, essentially. So right now I'm at mid-February 1607 and things are still smooth, so I think it's okay to make it like, because when they first landed, things did go pretty smoothly and they made a lot of assumptions. Oh, this is going to be easy, this is paradise. And then the reality hit, and basically I want to make sure that I'm having that reality hit moment at the right time, essentially, date-wise. I've got all the technical stuff done for the first 2 entries, which take up the majority of page 2. So I'm just double checking my dates. I'm reading through John Smith's journals, which is really hard to understand because it's Old English. So a lot of what he's talking about is food that they ate, which I've already done a little bit with, but he says that our allowance was somewhat bettered by a daily portion of biscuit, which the sailors would pilfer to sell, give, or exchange with us for money, sassafras, furs, or love. Okay, I didn't register that the sailors would pilfer. So I guess the ships are still here and they're trading with the sailors, or the sailors are trading with them for money, sassafras, furs, or love. That's not good. But was okay. What they half a pint of wheat and as much barley boiled with water as a man a day, and this having fried some 26 weeks in the ship's hold contained many worms as grains, so that we might truly call it rather so much bran than corn. One drink was water, our lodgings, castles in the air. So I get a little lost some of this, but basically I just have to check the days. My dogs are going nuts, so it's really hard to think, but I'm going to check the book that I have that goes over everything. No, this is actually the wrong book. I have to go get the right book. I know I had one somewhere about the early settlers in Jamestown and all that, so I'm going to go check that out and deal with these dogs and figure out, hey, quit! And try to get page 2 done. I just want to get page 2 done. Let's try this one. I know this one goes over the 1700s mostly, but they may have some entries about the 1600s. We'll see. We'll see. Success! Jamestown and Plymouth. Okay, I've got it. This is all still Immortal, by the way. So I've encountered my first problem here. I don't know. I think I wrote this before I got this book, but I don't know where I got my information at, but whatever it is, it's wrong. So this is why I'm doing fact checking. But according to this book, they landed sighted Virginia and entered the Chesapeake Bay on April 26th. I'm having him write in February, guys. So this is obviously something's wrong. I'm a few months off. And then I had their first encounter with the natives happen mid-February. And it says here that the settlers, okay, that night is when they were first attacked and injured 2 of them before they could get on board. And then the natives basically left. So I don't know, this is confusing because it also says here they planted a cross at what they dubbed Cape Henry on April 29th to claim Virginia for England. They moved upriver to explore the James River. They encountered the swampy peninsula they called Jamestown Island. The date was May 14th, 1607. I've got to fix all the dates here. So the first entry says a week after we landed. The next entry is mid-February 1607. So that needs to be... I've got to change all this up. I've got to change up the action. I've got to change up everything that happens. I don't even know where to put this book. All right, it's 4:46. I have to feed my dog soon, so I'm going to try to get this written and fixed so that way I'm good to go, and I'll just read through it and then resume editing where I left off the next time I work on this mess. So I'm going to do that now. Hey guys, I don't have long, but I just wanted to fill you in. I checked everything. I added the entries. I got it written. I put it after the first 2 entries, but I think it makes more sense to go in the first entry. So when I get started editing tonight again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that and see where I can fit it in and tweak it to fit it into the first entry, which is a week after they landed. It doesn't make sense that he wouldn't have mentioned the first encounter and the day that they landed, all that stuff. He would have talked about it in that first entry, so it doesn't make sense that it's an entry a couple months later. So I'm going to fix that, add it in there, and I'm going to do that later. But for now I need to take a break because that was a lot the last hour. Those 2 pages are heavy. And then I've been rushing around trying to feed the dogs and get dinner and stuff. So my sister's on her way home and I got to do all that stuff. So I'm going to do that. I just wanted to vlog and update you guys real quick on all that. Hey guys, this is my Immortal Day 3 vlog again. And I'm getting the book back out. It is November 7th and it's 9:18. So I just finished my writing. Sorry about all the spinning. I actually made myself dizzy. And I do it again. I just finished my writing for the evening and the lighting is crap. Sorry, let me turn on my light here. I just finished my writing for the evening, so I'm getting ready to sit down and edit. I'm trying to clear space here. I'm getting ready to sit down and edit again. So basically I am going to see if this book has any more relevant information to me as I get the book back out and start editing again. So my hope is to get through Jamestown tonight. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that because, like I said, I spent so long on the first couple pages, but that's okay. Like, I want to do this right, so if it takes me a while, it takes me a while. So yeah, I'm just gonna see if this has any more relevant information about Jamestown. Because I think it starts kind of summarizing that they had trouble, you know, which I already know, and so I'm looking for dates, and that's what I'm gonna do real quick. And then, sorry that the angle is really odd, but that's what I'm gonna do, and you can see the edge of my hourglass. So I'm gonna look through that and then pull it back up and keep working where I left off, because I still have to do like my editor's edits as well as fact check and make sure my dates are all correct. So this is a bit chaotic, but it's 9 o'clock, 9:20 essentially. So basically 9:30. My husband gets home at 11:30. That means I got 2 hours. So let's see how much I can get done in 2 hours. Check in with you guys later. Yeah, update on the book. It's been like less than a minute. It's still 9:20. So it's just this paragraph talking about the struggles that they went through, and the next mention is 1609, which it just mentions 1609 through 10 is the starving winter, which I researched really thoroughly, and it doesn't have any information about it other than this is what happened during that time period. So yeah, we're good. I'm gonna put this back and then get started editing again. So if I have to do any more research, I'm gonna have to look it up online. So, and check the sources for that, which I hate, but I did find, I found 2 different versions of John Smith's journals, and I didn't like the first one. I didn't know if it seemed legit, so I went and found a second source. I may still find a third source, and keep looking for different sources to find the most accurate one for his journals. I can't remember where I found it before, and I wish I had saved it, because I found it before and it was like, I thought it was in a book somewhere, and it had his journal written out, but I don't know where it is, or if I had it, or maybe I'm just thinking I had it and I didn't or something. But anyways, I need to get to editing, so now I'll check in with you guys later. Hey guys, it's 10:46. I've been editing since the last time I vlogged, which I don't even know what time that was. Probably like 9 something, I'm guessing. Yeah, because I said it was 9:30 and I had 2 hours, so 9:30 to 10:46, so a little over an hour. And I finished Jamestown. So it's the first era. I need to stretch. Oh, okay. So it was the first era, and I did, her pages are front and back, so I did up to page 12. In the actual document, yeah, page 12. It actually is the page. I'm stupid. It's the same amount. I'm tired. It's been a long night. So I'm on page 13, which will begin the next era, I think. I don't remember what era that is, because the early days I changed up and edited it so much I don't remember what it used to be. So I don't know what to do. I want to keep it all together, but I feel like it would be easier if, as I edit the book, I put the finished ones in a separate folder. I think I have some spare folders around here somewhere, so I'm gonna keep it all in the same binder though, but the finished ones that I'm done editing, I'm going to put in a folder and keep it together, and then keep the unedited part clipped is what I think I'm gonna do. And that way it's easier to keep track of where I'm at, especially if I have to stop, because some of the eras are really long and I'm gonna have to stop in the middle of it, and so that I'll have to deal with when it comes. But I'm excited. I got through it. I fact checked everything. And I had to, one of the other details I had wrong, because the first one was the dates when they first landed and the whole first landing bit, and then the second detail was I had, when he went to the native tribe, he stayed in a teepee, and I was like, wait a second, these are the Powhatan Native Americans, and they stayed in long houses, I think. So I researched that, and I read this. I found this really cool article, and I found several, but I went with, after several, I found one that seemed more legit, because I always check my sources when researching. And I found one, and I'm like, ooh, that's going to be great to include later, because in Immortal, the Lost Journals, I expand upon his time with the natives, and so I really want to add in entries about how the houses are created, and that's what the article went into, and it was so cool, but it was from the native perspective. And then, so there's this, they're called Yauhakai or something like that, and the term, I can't pronounce it, but I couldn't find the actual translation of what that means other than just house, so I just called it a house, even though they're more like wigwams and log houses and stuff like that. But I did describe what they were made out of based on what he could see and observe. So anyways, I did that. It's 10:40. My husband will be home soon. I'll have to start cooking dinner here in about 15 minutes, so I don't have time to do anything else. I may listen to Samurai and finalize the audiobook, but whew, all right, I did Jamestown tonight. I was so excited. And on top of that, I did writing earlier and everything, so I feel like I got a lot done. Now my biggest hurdle is going to be figuring out where to put these clips, because my hard drives, I don't know if I should use them or not. I'm still kind of like in limbo with my hard drives, but if my storage space is okay, I may leave them for another day and just keep clarifying, okay, this video is for that one and this video is for that thing. It's just chaotic, because I'm gonna have to post on social media later. It's just, everything's chaotic. So anyways, I'm gonna find a folder for this, put it in there, probably post on social media, listen to Samurai, cook dinner, finally get to relax a little bit. So, and then get rid of this headache for a time. So I think that's everything. I'll check in with you guys later, and I'm excited. I did this much. Yay! Good news, I found a folder, and coincidentally, I had used it for Immortal at some point, probably my notes when I was working on it, and because it says Immortal on it, so it's like perfect. I had to dust it off, but it's all good. So this is going in there, and then that's all going in the binder. So I'm excited. Now I'll check in with you guys the next time I work on this. I did not realize it had started recording again. That's odd. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and if you liked it, please be sure to give it a like and subscribe for more writing and reading videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Liking my videos really helps push these videos into the algorithm. That's the way the algorithm works, so I appreciate every one of you who like these videos and watch them and stick with me. And in the meantime, if you liked this episode in the vlog series, then check out the next one. It'll be up as a premiere unless you're already watching this after it's out, but either way, check it out. You don't want to miss it. This super, super exciting stuff.